Hello guys! Welcome to my channel. My name is Quincy. I'm a homeschooling mama of 3, ages 3 to 13, wife to Mr. Awesome, and I blog at aslightlybetterwife.com. Today I have a quick homeschooling video for you, and I'm going to show you how I organize our bookshelf here in our schoolroom. So just a little backstory. This bookshelf actually used to be in our basement, and I had every cube organized by category and by color, and it was gorgeous. But the kids never grabbed books off the bookshelf, or it was very rare, or it was like pulling teeth, like, come on, you guys, go grab a book. So my kids love to read. They love to read. They just didn't love going to the basement to grab a book. So we just decided, like, hey, let's forego what looks beautiful and perfect, and let's do what works for us, because that's really what matters. And I want to encourage you guys to do that too. So we brought this big honkin' bookshelf upstairs, and we hauled loads and loads and loads of books up the stairs. We weeded through the books that we didn't need anymore and decided on this for this year. So I want you guys to know that if you have a situation that is not working out, it is okay to edit it, and it's okay if it doesn't look as beautiful as it did before. Just do what works for you. Okay, so this bookshelf is from IKEA. This is called the Calyx. On the opposite wall, we have the old bookshelf. Same thing, but it's called the Expedit. So now it's just called the Calyx, just so you know, K-A-L-L-A-X if you're looking for it. So it is 4 across by 4 down, and I will pan you down when I show you in a little bit what else I have on here. So across the top, I have a basket that is full of geography type books and worksheets and stuff. This has some of our math manipulatives in it. Oops. We've got our Brain Quest, and then our Little House on the Prairie books. So part of that is because it looks pretty. Part of it is because I don't want the toddler getting into the worksheets. We like to keep the Little House series together. Just, you know, it kind of just worked for us. So I organized by the top row being nonfiction and doing a lot of things like cookbooks or these were all from the Target dollar spot. Books about sharks, famous events of America, presidents, big cats, just all sorts of little nonfiction type books that the kids could grab and read some facts out of. Telling time books, that kind of stuff is in here. Over here we have all science books. These are not our science curriculum, so we have Apologia is what we're using for our curriculum. But these are just extra resources or things we can use. Some Southwestern books, fun science, some Charlie Brown books, a little bit of cookbooks, that kind of stuff. Over here, this whole cube is math books. I had no idea there were so many great math books until I really started looking. So we have recently fallen in love with Life of Fred. These books are kind of spendy. Whoops, there it goes. These books are kind of spendy, but definitely fun. It gets your kids reading and doing just a few math problems at the end of each chapter, but the way they get your kids thinking is amazing. So I definitely recommend these, Life of Fred. And I think I ordered ours from the Homeschool Co-op, or yeah, Homeschool Buyers Co-op. If you just Google it, or I can try to look for it and throw a link below. That was the best place that I found the best prices on them. And then Usborne Books has like math dictionaries and things like that you can find. Over here, these are all of our history books. Whoops, you can't see them yet, can you? There we go. These are all of our history, geography type books. Dover coloring books. This one actually should go with science, but there's just some coloring books and things like that, like the United States ones. And these are excellent. Like, you know, they just show the state, the capital, a little bit of facts about them. We absolutely love these. Best of all, these are only a few dollars. Like, I think I pay $4 at the most on Amazon. So definitely check into those. And then we keep our puzzle over here, our states puzzle. And I think this was from Target, if I remember right. Yep, it says Target on the back. So just a tip, if you have a puzzle like this with tons of little pieces, just throw the pieces in a baggie. Because no matter where you put them, even if you lay them nice and flat on a shelf, the kids are going to lose the pieces. Or you're going to go try to reorganize it, and you're going to drop the pieces. So that's just a friendly tip. Throw them in a bag where they can all stay together when they get done. So that's the top row. All right, now let me show you the bottom row. Okay, so bottom row, this one is empty. It actually was full of my toddler's books, but she decided to keep them in a basket in her room. And she's 3, and I didn't fight her on it. I said, you know what, you want your books in there? That's fine. These are just some DVDs that we keep in here rather than having the clutter in the living room. This is, so all of my daughter's like coloring books, we took a lot of them apart and just put the pages in here so she could grab one page at a time, put it on a clipboard and go out and do it. And then this corner one, I'm going to show you here. This one here is filled with Christmas books. And what's so fun about these is these actually used to be my husband's books. And they're each dated. So this was like from 1984. So when he was 4 years old, this was a little book, and it's got a little note from his parents in it. So I think that's really cute and fun. So that's why we keep our Christmas books out all year round, because we just love to read the stories. Okay, now the middle shelves. So this cube is filled to the brim with early readers. These are a lot of Hooked on Phonics and Bob books. I love to keep them in a little basket because these books, when you go to read them, once your child is more fluent, they only take a few seconds to read each book. They're just really simple sentences on each book, but they help to build their confidence. So what we love to do was just grab this whole basket and just go sit on the couch and read a bunch of these little books. We'd set a timer for 20 minutes or whatever. So now my third grader is past these, but I still keep them where he can read to his sister, and he doesn't have to worry about like trying too hard to sound out words and things. It just makes it more fun. And then we're keeping it together for when she is ready to read. And then I will just pull off a random stack here. These are a lot of those early readers, step into reading type books. Pretty much all of these I have found for like 25 cents at garage sales, thrift stores. All the time we find these, and we find them for like a quarter. They're usually, I think, like $3 or $4. This one says $3.99 new, but you can definitely find these really cheap at your thrift stores if you're looking for them. Okay, the bookshelf right next to that one. This cubby is filled with chapter books. These are the chapter books that my third grader is kind of getting into reading. He loves the Hey Jack series from the Usborne books. So there's lots of these that are just, they aren't overwhelming. You know, the pages are nice and laid out good. Words are evenly spaced, that kind of thing. That just makes it so much more fun to read. So that's mostly all softcover chapter books that are thin and not overwhelming. My teenager has tons and tons of books, and most of hers are kept down in her room, and that's where the thicker chapter books are, or a lot of them we'll just check out from the library for a really good chapter book, because those kind that are a little more overwhelming to read, I find they usually just read once. If it is one that they love, we'll end up buying it, but otherwise we just check it out at the library first. Okay, moving along. This shelf is just kind of like we didn't know where else to put this stuff. So again, some of the bigger chapter books. These are also from Target, Dollar Spot. These are like Black Beauty, Little House on the Prairie, there was one of them, Peter Pan, Alice's Adventures, Little Women, those kind of like fun classics. We have some of those in here. Some little activity books, and then this was like my all-time favorite find at the thrift store, the Children's Dictionary. And this was actually a school dictionary, and it had a student's report card in it from like 1990 something. So that was really fun to find. But this is a dictionary that the kids can actually read. They can use it. It's made for children. It's laid out perfect. So if you can get your hands on one of these, I highly recommend it. So we just keep that right here where the kids can find it easily. Even though it doesn't really make sense where it's organized on the shelf, my kids know where it is. And then our last cubby over here, we have our Pathway Readers, which is, I think it's actually made for like Amish parochial schools, but we love that for our language arts. They are simple stories. They aren't filled with technology and fighting and some of those weird stories that you hear now. It just takes you back to a simpler time, and it makes my kids just like imagine and dream up what it might be like to be Amish. Like as they read these stories, they really, really love it, and they're inspired by them. And moving down a row. So this cube is filled with all of our Bibles, from like Action Bible. This is a really fun one for little boys. We've got our devotionals. We've got toddler Bibles in there. Basically any Bible that the kids can read are kept right here. And then they each have a Bible in their room also. But these are just ones if they want to just read for fun or they want to just reference them. This is where I send them. And then going this way, these are more of our hardcover books and a little bit of soft covers in here, I guess. And these are a lot of books like the Just in Case You Ever Wonder and those kind of books that I love to read to the kids. Love You Forever, You Are Special, those kind. And I'll just have them pull like a story from here and we'll use it for reading just for fun. And this one is hilarious. I think my son got this as a gift from my brother. The Jokelopedia book. So funny. And it's one of those that you can just open it up anywhere and just read a joke. So it's a really cool book. And then moving along to the next one. This will be our final cube to go through. This one is all of our hardcovers. And I basically just put the hardcovers down low where I knew the toddler could reach them, but I wasn't really encouraging her to reach them because they're a little bit stronger. So something like this, like the pages are paper inside, but it also helped to protect that it's hardcover, that those were down low. So that's how we are organizing our books this year so far. We will see if we change it up. Now, our curriculum type books are actually on the other bookshelf opposite of this, and I've got that organized with their work boxes and manuals, that kind of thing. But this is how we're organizing the rest of the books. Because if you're a homeschooling mama, you know there are so many other books out there, and you want to find a good way to organize them that your kids are actually reading them. So, like I said in the beginning of my video, the kids had the books downstairs and they were fine, but they weren't actually reading them well. So I want to encourage you to do what works for you. Find what works for you, weed through your books, ask your kids what they want to read, because it might be really different than the ideas you have for them to read. So that's it, you guys. I hope you go out and do something awesome and have a great day. See ya.